Hello, reception. We're going to continue reading our book From Acorn to Tree, and we're going to start with the page Roots and Shoots. Most of you wrote some fantastic sentences and did some great drawings on the story of the acorn tree yesterday and the life cycle. So you know all about the roots because you've also written sentences about what roots are. So we're going to find some more information about shoots too. Roots and shoots. The ripe acorns fall to the ground. An acorn's hard skin begins to crack open and a small white root grows down into the soil. This is called germination. So these two words, soil and germination, are bold. Can you remember where to go if we want to find out what they mean? We have to go to the glossary, which is at the back of the book. So if I go to the back and find soil, which is just there, where plants grow in the ground, and the other word was germination. That's quite a long word. It's at the top here. When a seed begins to grow. So this is very important, in fact. Germination is when a seed begins to grow, begins to open. You can see it in the pictures here. An acorn needs air, water and warmth to grow. Some acorns stay in the ground for years before they are ready to germinate. Others germinate in the autumn or in the spring. We've got our first picture here. It says roots grow into the soil to get water. Number 2, the acorn opens up more and green shoots appear. If you look at the picture carefully, you can see it on your screen. You can see it's starting to open. You see the green shoot coming out, popping out. Let's make sure you can see this properly. The first leaves grow and open. You see the first leaves just there. A small green shoot grows up towards the sunlight and leaves appear. And the number 4 says, the oak plant is still small, it is called a seedling. We've come across the word seedling before, haven't we? And seedling is just another name for a young plant. Let's move on to the next few pages. Growing up. The young oak tree uses sunlight, water and air to make its own food. It grows bigger and stronger every year. But most oak trees grow slowly. And then we've got 4 pictures here of different leaves. So we've got a leaf here, this one, and this one. This red oak leaf has pointed lobes. So the meaning of lobes is this, like you've got your earlobe, which is this. A lobe is the section at the end of these points. These parts are its pointed lobe. Okay. This is the leaf of an English oak tree. Its lobes are large and rounded. So if you look at these ones, they're round and bigger. A sessile oak has lobes that are small and rounded. So these are also rounded, but they're much smaller than these lobes. And then we've got one here. A Hungarian oak leaf is long and thin with lots of deep lobes. Deep lobes. So what it means is that you've got, bring the picture a bit closer so you can see it. There are lots of little lobes, little points at the end of each lobe. That's what it means by deep. All trees have a crown. It is the part of the tree that has branches and leaves. So at the very end are the crowns. The trunk grows tall and thick. An oak tree has many big branches and they have many leaves. This oak tree is more than 300 years old. Wow. This oak tree is very old, isn't it? So, I'm going to put up a few questions and I'd like you to have a go answering them. And that's going to be your task today. You are going to write some sentences to answer my questions. So, reception, these are your 3 questions that I would like you to answer in full sentences, remembering to start with a capital letter and ending with a full stop. So the first question, I'll read the questions through first. The first question says, what is germination? So you can watch my video, you can watch the video again if you need to, where I read the book, or I'm going to put the pages that we read onto Google Classroom for you to look back on. The second question says, what does an acorn need to help it to grow? Okay. And the third question is, what are the 4 types of oak leaf? So you are going to answer in full sentences. So for example, what is germination? And you can use the spellings that are on there to help you, because germination, even though it sounds like a j for jelly, it's actually a g beginning. So I'm going to start with germination. And I'm not going to write the whole sentence because I'm just going to write the sentence starter for you. Germination. Oops, a bit tricky for me because I'm doing this on the screen. Germination is, and then you can tell me what it is. Remember, I referred to the glossary to explain what germination is. And I will just remind you, germination is when a seed begins to grow. Okay, a seed begins to open up. So I want you to write that in a sentence. The next one says, what does an acorn need to help it to grow? How can you answer that in a full sentence? Maybe if I was going to write it, I might write, an acorn needs, and then what it needs to help it to grow. And the third sentence is, what are the 4 types of oak leaf? We can say, the 4 types of oak leaf are. So I'm using the words in the question to help me write. Okay, I look forward to reading your sentences, reception.